Going on? What? Going on?
So
Hey, Shirley.
I know what I'm getting into, and nothing can stop me.
And the house is packed.
'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize.
Make some movies, Shirley.
Lead the way.
Hey, Shirley, if you're gonna make some adult movies.
I follow. No
It's
need to
Valentine's Day,
say.
Shirley.
We'll
I got the
be
diet water for you, baby. Big
I
loving,
follow.
good loving,
The edge of it all.
big stumping.
So
What's
tell me
good?
good night. 'Cause I'll find no better one. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell me good night. 'Cause I'll find no better one. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
Bobbity, bobbity, bop. We are back. We are back. We are back. Shout out to the CIA, the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. One love for the FBI, the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies. How we doing? Oh yeah. How we doing, everybody? Your Godfather is back, and we are here in Miami. Welcome to Miami. Bienvenidos. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm on my Rosetta Stone, learning some Espanol so I can rap to Maria and them. Put it down. I love it when you call me Big Papi. Oh, yeah, look here, man. That's what we about to do. So, we're doing what we do. How's everybody? Got a little bit late to start tonight. I'm sorry, we're traveling. We're on the road the next couple of weeks. This week we're in Miami. Next week we're in Las Vegas. Next week we're in Las Vegas. Oh man, Las Vegas is going to be a trip. It's going to be a straight up trip. I'm not even going to tell you what's going to happen when I'm in Las Vegas, but I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to be sitting down with some attractive women with beauty brains, business heads on them. And I also got some special announcements coming this week. Y'all going to be surprised. Just don't be surprised if who you see pop up on Instagram. You want to be following me on Instagram and on TikTok. You want to be following me on TikTok because I'll be going live on TikTok more and Instagram. So that's what's up. How's everybody doing? We're good. We're great. Let's turn down that. We're good. We're great. I hope we are. All right. Let's get into it. Wait. Hold up. Happy Valentine's Day, Shirley. Wait, huh? Valentine's Day? Yeah, I said Valentine's Day. Today is Valentine's Day, right? You know, most guys really don't give a shit about Valentine's Day. Like I was telling Future in the Worst Day video, it's a manufactured holiday. But I will say this, that women care a hell of a lot about Valentine's Day. Women care a lot. And if you haven't noticed, I've been running the theme on my channel as of late. You know, all these so-called
I'm a PhD.
I don't need a cookbook.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Huh? What? Wait a minute. Hold up. You don't need a cookbook. You got a degree in communications. I am the table. I am the prize. Y'all are overvaluing yourself. Y'all need to wait a minute. Hold up. I thought you were special. Why are you? What happened for Valentine's Day? Did a man of value spoil you today? No, not did a slim sausage come by, not did your normal jump off. If you got the 15-piece Wingstop special with the seasoned fries and he called it a special day because he decided to go splurge and get the bourbon baked beans. If your Valentine's Day was 15 wings instead of 10, instead of the fries, he splurged and got the bourbon baked beans, and he decided to get you your own ranch dressing this time instead of sharing. You ain't that special. Sorry, but not sorry. That's what you guys need to understand. Ladies need to understand. I thought you were so special. I thought you were special because that's what women have been telling men since we've been talking for the last several years. That men need to go out here and become the best version of themselves. Get out here and slay the dragon as men are wont to do. And then what a man gets is just you. You, as lovely as you are, you and your vajayjay. And it comes standard on all models. What ladies, if nothing else is taught. Okay, well that came from nowhere. Ladies, if 2020 and 2021 should have taught you anything, it should have taught you that nobody's special. Nobody's special. Blake, Lee, Ahmed, Keith, and Enrique, they aren't special. The Henrys, they aren't special. They're rare, but they're not special. What's the difference? Rare doesn't mean special. Being in the top 10%, top 5%, top 3%, top 1%, or being in the top 20% wanting to get up there, that's getting into rarefied air, but it doesn't make you special. What makes you special is when you are in high demand from people. Ladies, a serious question. Let's get to it. If the only thing you are in demand for is your body and your beauty, if the only thing that you're in demand for is your body and your beauty, if at the end of the day that is your value proposition, then you got a problem. Why is it so important? I am starting to see an imbalance. We're starting to see men over here getting their money together. They're getting their minds right, their body right, their money right, their network right. They're starting to explore, become better versions, and women are almost devolving. At best, most women think looking good puts them on the same level as a millionaire. Yeah, because you don't hear no one talking about they want a guy making $100,000. These women want men making $300,000 or more. If you haven't been watching my show, and you think about it, what you get for that, ladies don't even take the time to understand the professions a man needs to have in order to make that kind of money. You just need to go do it. You just need to go do it and then come over and bring it to her. And then I'm cool with that, but what do you get? All you get is what? Access to her womb. It's like, well, wait a minute. If that's all I get, you gave that away long time ago. Ladies, it's not about making you feel bad. It's about getting you to understand that the older you get,
Danger Zone!
the lower your value goes. But the older you get, the more you want. But see, no amount of conversation, no amount of statistics, data, any of that is changing the conversation. What changes the conversation is you are alone today, meaning you're unmarried. You're unmarried. I don't mean you're alone. You got somebody that you could come by and have them share your bed with you. Sure. Most of you have that. And many of you have somebody who would be willing to send you a happy Valentine's Day text. You got them from people. You got them from your mama, your sister, your cousin. You even got them from a few suckers. But what you don't have is a husband. What you don't have is a husband or a significant relationship with a man of value. That's what you don't have. And why is that important? Because that's what ultimately you all want. Ladies can talk this I don't need no man. I'm fine all by myself. I can do bad all by myself. Bullshit. But that's not true. It is simply not true. Women want relationship. That's what they want. They want relationship and they want it now. They don't want and they don't and they're tired of waiting. And here's the real reality. I'm not supposed to say this, but the hardcore reality about this really is that especially past the danger zone. When you start getting out of the danger zone, a lot of ladies are starting to panic. Why? Because they realize that options are few and far between. And I will say that just like when I was talking to that 24-year-old woman the other day, I openly admit that all choices aren't necessarily good choices, but they're your choices nonetheless. The question is, what are you going to do about it? On Instagram, I put up some very sobering statistics the other day. And I just put them up and I left them for I left them up there just for your consideration. That's what I did. I just left them up there. Let's see. How long do I want that to stay up there? I left them up there for people's consideration. And I said, you know what? And what did I put up? I put up the marital rates. I put up the college student loans, the income, all the things that women tout as to why they want to put off, delay, or otherwise forego marriage and relationship. Stream size. Hold on. Picture in picture. That's what I put up there. I'm not seeing what I want to see up here. Oh, okay. Let's do it this way. I wanted A Freeze. A Free is the stream sponsor, so his super chat gets to stay up. Okay. So what did I put on Instagram the other day? On Instagram, well, you know what? Hold on. Yeah, man. It's time for the big dogs to run. This week, the big dogs is gonna run. This week, the big boys is running. We're gonna bring on the big ones. The big boys is gonna come out. Who let the dogs out? Roof. The big boys are gonna be running this week. For sure. Why is that important? Well, you'll see. Boom. The post read something like this. Ladies, how is your education or your career helping you get the relationship outcomes you want. Is it time to reevaluate success and why? And if you look at this one chart, let's look at it. Let's look at it, shall we? Let's look at it, shall we? Do I want to do it this way? Crop. I don't want to crop that. All right. Cumulative debt of women. Cumulative debt of women's undergraduate loans, including principal and interest. Just look at the highest number. Look at the highest number. That's all you need to know. Just look at the highest number. That's all you need to know. Bingo, bango, boingo. That's all you need to know. The highest number. What is that? The highest number. Mm-mm-mm-mm. 41,460. This is how much undergraduate loan debt Black or African American women are in. Okay? That's how much debt they're in. Okay? Let's look over. And I use this stat all the time. 74% of Black women earn less than $50,000. So that means I don't care what your degree is in.
I'm a PhD.
I don't care if you got a PhD, a master's, or whatever. You putting your life on hold, your career, build whatever. 74, 3 out of 4 Black women earn less than $25 an hour. That means you will not be able to live except from paycheck to paycheck. 3 out of 4. 9% of Black women earn in excess of $75,000. That's New York City to California. So don't give me this bullshit that, well, I know people who make more because I live in New York City. That's the number. So you got the most student loan debt, and 3 out of 4 you make $50,000 or less. Marital numbers. Divorced. 13% of Black women divorced compared to 12% of other women. Widowed or separated, 9%. Currently married, 26%. And that number is inflated. That number still contains the remaining baby boomers, which were married at a rate of in excess of 70%. That number still contains Generation X, which married at a higher rate. Millennials, Zennials, when baby boomers finally die out, like in 95 when Big Mama died and Soul Food and all that number is going to drop probably around to 20%. And I need to pull up the latest statistic, but I saw some statistics that said the divorce rate in the Black community in particular is bordering on 75%. We do know the average Black marriage lasts 5 years, so it's getting kind of crazy. It's getting real crazy to the point where, well, anyway, that's another subject. But here's the thing: 26% married as opposed to 46% of everybody else, of other women. Never married, 48%. 48% never married. And then we look at the children that were born. 8 out of 10 born out of wedlock. But here's the most telling of it all. Black women are more likely to be married than white women prior to 19. Look at what happens. The Great Society, Lyndon Baines Johnson, third wave feminism, all that stuff happened and it skyrocketed. Look at the numbers. The numbers were dropping. The marital rates were dropping for other groups. Now they're starting to tick back up. So what does this say? It says no matter how you want to look at it, no matter what you want to say, no matter what you want to do, that when you talk to about you ladies think you're so special because you have these degrees. Where it matters, on the 1st and 15th is where it matters. And 3 out of 4 of you are not special when it comes to the bank. You make $50,000 or less. You are in the most student loan debt. What is that number in particular? How many billions was that? 1.6 trillion dollars in debt, and women have 68% of that. So let's take it down a notch and ask yourself, if men were walking around talking about, I'm an alpha male, I'm a high value man, I'm special, I am the table, and just be on me because I was born an alpha, I was born a black, I was born a man. And if men walked around with the arrogance, the level of overzealous confidence that the average woman walks around, and you looked at these numbers and said, well, hold up. You are in the group of men who have the most college debt. You earn an average of $50,000 or less. 1 out of 4 of you were married, and women that came before you with less college, earned less money, were more married. What are y'all so proud of? What makes you what I'm asking this question. Why are you women walking around acting like you're so special? Like you're the shit? Because I go back through my content and I hear the can't touch this. That I'm just well, let's do it this way. You know? Let's do it this way. I can show you better than I can tell you.
I have my stuff together. I'm beautiful. I have a great body. I just turned 30. I don't have any children. I work as a graduate assessor, and I'm also a high school English teacher.
Okay.
And I am single. I was listening to the other day when you were talking about Tracy Ellis Ross, and I was a little like taken back at some of the things you said. So I was trying to understand, like, even today you were saying like a woman shouldn't be, her first focus should be on a man. And I just feel like if I sit around and wait for a man to do it, like,
get the likes up when the chat room goes off.
I'm never gonna grow or be a better person for that man.
If I sit around, if I focus on a man first, I will never grow. If you focus on a man first, you'll have a man. Because what you got, this woman has a communications degree and ain't had a relationship in 8 years. But if you listen to the sass in her voice, the way she talks, you would think this woman is the stomp down shit. And the society and the world has made women think that Lizzo can pose for Playboy. We are in bizarro land. But here's the funny thing. Valentine's Day is the worst day yet. You ladies, our women, are losing because y'all are not, you know the numbers. You know the numbers, and it's like, well, okay, what are you going to do? Well, I'm good. I'm Gucci. I'm golden. All right. Well, if you don't change, if you don't reevaluate what success is, I have a modest suggestion. Instead of listening to women who sound like this,
even looking at statistics, like the amount of black men, because I want a black man incarcerated, the amount of black men
hold on now. So now I'm gonna stop you right here.
Gay.
Whoa.
They want to look at statistics.
This is a conversation. I'm gonna shut this shit down.
Know
right
nothing
here.
about them.
51% of black men are single and childless. 64% bothers me because you're gonna give me 50 black men, and when I hear black women
Me. So what's my issue?
Well, what do you want to be married?
I do, possibly, but I'm
What?
happily single as well. So
Okay. Well,
I do, possibly.
What the fuck does happily single mean? You're making less than $50,000 in college debt with a dog, average 187 pounds, and you're happily single. You're lying. And y'all walk around telling yourselves you're special. Is it time to reevaluate success? This strong, independent, don't need no man is bordering on insanity at this point. It is beyond delusion. It is psychosis. You guys are living in a real multiverse, a real other world. But today reminds you that it is real. A woman with a communications degree, and I pulled this out because it was so indicative of all the other conversations. It's just pull out one, put the other in. I got a communications degree, and I got this, and I got that, and I got this, and I want a man, and I'm a shit, and he would be lucky to have me, and I did. And then today in a relationship in 8 years, and the way that you talk is like, well, I'll decide to get a man, but then we're gonna be partners and this and that. No, absolutely not. It is time out. It's time for an intervention. Ladies, gentlemen, a modest suggestion. Start asking women how do they define success. And if it doesn't start with a man and family, leave. Leave her alone. So, ma'am, hey, how you doing? Shirley. Hey, how you doing, Sheila? Sheila Kevin, nice to meet you. Yeah. Roger's a good guy. So let me ask you, Sheila, when it comes to your life, how would you define it as a success at the end of your life? Well, I don't want to get to the end because that's giving the punchline. When it comes to life, what is a successful life for a woman like yourself? Ask it just like that. What is a successful life for a woman like yourself? The chat stays off until the likes go up over 4,000. Come on. Get them up. Hit the like button. Come on, get them up, get them up. Get it. Ask her, hey Sheila, let me ask you a question. What does a successful look like for a woman like yourself? And if she says anything about, oh, a woman that has her career and her job together, whatever,
She belongs to the streets.
step out on your right foot, plant your toe, pivot, and leave. Bounce. If you're dealing with a woman that defines a successful life in 2022 as anything that remains her as a single individual, beholden to her first, you go, girl. You go, girl. Enjoy yourself. You enjoy yourself. And then you keep it moving. You go, girl. You enjoy yourself and you keep it moving. Don't ask no questions. Don't debate. Don't do none of that stuff. Let it go. Move on. Bounce. Why? Because there is nothing you can do with a woman who is individualistic, partner minded. She has a completely different mindset. You might as well look at that woman and think she's a guy. I need you men to start looking at women like that and all of a sudden start imagining them that they look like what was that dude's name on Life? Goldmouth. Or look like John Coffey. I need you to imagine that she is the biggest, burliest, most husky, whatever dude, whatever make it the look. Because we as men can sit around and look at women and find a way to be like, well, you know, she's a single individualistic mind. She's an individualistic partner-minded woman. She's an IP, individualistic partner-minded woman. But I hit it a few times. No. And see, this is where if you want to be a man of value, and you must start guarding your dick. Far too many of us are sitting around like I'll just hit it, I'll smash. Man, no. If you put just like you'll look at a woman and be like, if she slept with this dude, the kind of dude, she's not qualified for you, then you need to be moving the same way. Stop validating these women with your time, attention, resources, and your sexual attention. Bounce. Get you some KY or some lotion. Handle it yourself. There is nothing to be gained. You are wasting time with this woman, and so many of us, myself included, you'll find your way to sit around and make this shit okay when it's not. You know damn well you cannot build a life with a woman who thinks like that. Your software is man, woman, children, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, order. Hers is co-CEOs, co-captains. We rule together. Look, that will never work. One of the biggest problems with men today is you can't walk away. You better learn how to walk away and cut a chick off. You better learn how to walk away and cut a chick off, because if you don't, you're going to be the fool. You're going to be the one that's left a dried up husk, because when she's done what you believe, she'll walk away. But here's the thing. Guys, when you learn to walk away from a woman, you're in a position of power. Ladies, many of you don't walk away. Many of y'all just check out. Y'all ghost. Y'all leave. And I'm going to tell you right now, karma's a bitch on that one. Look at the way a woman ends her relationships. Ask Sheila, hey, what would a successful life look like for a woman like yourself? And let her say it. And for God's sake, imagine if she says, you know, it involves me being a wife, having a family, a life of purpose and meaning. I have a home-based business. I do this. Okay, sounds good. Then you ask her, hey, in your past relationships, or you've interacted with men, how did you leave those situations? If she's the kind of woman who flakes, dips out, ghosts, leaves things, you need to know if you're dealing with a woman who can handle conflict, or if a woman, why is this important? Because a woman who can't handle conflict, they run. All right, man. What we gonna do? We got. How many people we got in here? 8,000 people, 8,800 people. All right, we're gonna need at least 15 more folks to hit the super chat, man. Come on. Nope. Let's do this right here. Here's what we're gonna do. All right, ladies, it is so important how you leave relationships, because you're gonna have to start looking at people's relationship resumes. Why is this important? Because we already have talked about it ad nauseum. It's time to start doing things differently. Ladies, it's time for you to start understanding that, that's too slow. Ladies, it's time for you to start understanding that relationships are what makes you a successful life. You're either, it's either you first or relationships first. You cannot serve two masters. If it's my truth, my life, my field, my this, my that, cool. Over there. Go over there. Can you work with women like that? Sure. Can you network with women like that? Sure. Can you socialize with women like that? Sure. But you cannot you cannot get romantic with them. Absolutely not. If that means you, and here's the thing that a lot of you ladies need to understand: men will go down in looks to go up in cooperations. Ladies, a lot of you think you're special because you got your PhD, you got this career, or whatever, and men are starting to find that more distasteful than a lot of you know. I go down Instagram and I see so many women who are suited and booted and look, and I'm like, you do realize that you're taking these pictures so other women can tell you look good. Because men aren't looking at this and seeing wives. Men are looking at this and seeing what a waste. And here's the thing, gentlemen, you don't have to explain it. You don't have to justify it. When women start asking, well, why this or why that? Well, they're intimidated.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me, I'ma just.
Don't even have those conversations anymore. You hate your mama. You intimidated by women. Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm intimidated by all this success. Yep, I'm intimidated. I'm intimidated. Because until we reach a point to where women are choosing to follow the men, women are choosing to submit and follow the men they are choosing. Because this whole notion of conditional femininity and once you earn such and so forth, see, that's individual partner mindset women. All the things that you don't want, women who want you to earn their femininity, earn their submission, that's that individual partner woman. And I know a lot of women are going to be like, well, wait a minute, hold on, Kevin. I disagree with you. I'm a nice girl. I'm a traditional girl. I'm an old-fashioned girl. I like a lot of the things you say, but a man still needs to earn his way. And the first thing I'm going to do is ask you, how old are you? And if you're over 27, shut the French toast up. If you're over 27, scratch. If you're over, let me adjust. If you're over 30, and you still on this I'm a nice girl stuff, no, you've fucked up your marital chances. You mismanaged your chances, and it's time for you to have a reality check. Overall, what I'm saying is women across the board, if I could do my whole Thanos snap.
Now, reality.
If I could do what I wanted to, every woman in America would wake up and reduce their perceived rankings by 2. And every woman in the black community will reduce it by 3. Why is this? Because my personal belief is I think black women think exceptionally highly of themselves. You're not the average. This is where women are above average. You're not average at best here. This is one area where black women are above the curve. You think highly of yourself. And you tell yourselves, well, we got to do it because of white supremacy, racism. We've been bound to that. No. And you come to the market. I'll give you an example. Anybody ever play Monopoly? Let's open the call line. Anybody ever play Monopoly? I love Monopoly. I play Monopoly competitively. If you ever play Monopoly, there's the goal of the game is to be the last one standing and bankrupt everybody else. But in order to do that, you gotta roll the dice. You gotta land on property, buy property, develop property, and people land on your property. You gotta pay rent, this and all this. But some point in time in the game, somebody's gonna own a piece of the property a piece of the color property that you need to have all 3 to start development. Okay, at some point you're going to have to negotiate with another player, or the game will drag out forever. I hate playing Monopoly with people who will not sell property, will not negotiate. They'll just hold on to it. Matter of fact, those are the people I look to destroy first. Why? Because they're not playing the spirit of the game. They got one piece of every property and they're holding the game up. They don't want to make a deal. I've seen somebody offer for that baby blue property, Connecticut Avenue, Vermont, and what was the other one? Those right over there by Baltic and Mediterranean, right as you pass go, the blue ones. I saw somebody offer $2,000. No, I'm going to keep it. Why? Because if you get all three of them, you can put houses and hotels into the bankruptcy. So that person was willing to let the game go on for a week. So I destroyed them, as you should. Why is this? When you have somebody who's not willing to negotiate, not willing to play the game as it's set, you can't win. You got to get away from them. And so many women today will not negotiate, and you're holding on to properties that don't match anything else. You got one piece of each property. You can't develop any of them. But you think because you got 10 pieces of property, you're a freaking mogul. No, you just got 10 pieces of fractured property. You don't have one set of anything. And that's what I think a lot of women in general, our women in particular, you think you got a winning hand because you got a degree that pays $50,000 or less and most college debt. 187 pounds at 5'4", 80% of our kids out of wedlock, 26% married. But you go on Instagram or TikTok and the way they talk, y'all talk like y'all are the shit. To the point to where you got Lizzo talking about posing for Playboy. It's like, what world do y'all live in? So if you went and snapped your fingers and every woman in the world in the West dropped their number by 2, that means a woman who's an 8 would automatically become a 6. That means a woman in the black community thought she was 8, she'd become a 5, and guess what? She'd be closer to right. She'd be closer to right. What would that do? What that also does is when you reduce your number, you start getting a more accurate representation of what the market is. There are people who won't do anything. I'm going to hold it. You call it settling. No, it's time to sell. When you hear a woman say, I'm not settling, you say, no, it's time to sell. It's time to sell. In Philadelphia, it's worth $50. It's time to sell. And if you're dealing with somebody who does not want to sell, who does not want to settle, who has this mindset, leave. All they're going to do is frustrate you. And here's the thing, guys, we don't have to worry about who's doing what and who shot John and whether they this or that. It's the women who think they are the shit will be more and more isolated. And guess what? Women respond to the environment more than the men do. Men, we are built to oppose the environment. Women respond to the environment. Why do you think these platforms and things are doing what they're doing? Because we had the beer bug. Women respond to the environment. And what do you think happens when women reach a certain age and they're not getting the amount of attention they're getting anymore? And all of a sudden they start looking for answers. They respond to the environment. Men, you got to change the environment for the women. Well, and here's why. And let me talk to some of the guys. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, we could all do that and be on code, man. But Kenny over there, when we all on code, Kenny gonna be a scab. He gonna break the line. So you worried about Kenny running through all of Brent? You worried about Kenny running through all of Shirley and Sheila? Let Kenny have them. Because guess what? They will start to recognize real quick. Women will start to look at Kenny and be like, wait a minute. I want to be with Keith and Enrique, these dudes over here. I want to be with Blake Henry. But Blake Henry's over here and they ain't giving me no time of day. I'm not vibing, they're not giving me no action. Then Kenny over here trying to be up in your ears, talk about sweet loving. Like, wait a minute. They'll do it in a quick second because of the feel good, but eventually they'll be like, are we getting his Kenny's? Oh my God, they killed Kenny. They will kill Kenny because they're like, I don't want no more Kenny's. We want this. What do we have to do to get this? I already told y'all. helping women to recognize they are not that special to where men stop getting demonized. I'm not going to settle. No, it's time to sell. If you're over 27, it's time to sell. If you're a woman over 27, it's time to sell. If you're a woman over 30, it's time to put some, it's the sign, it's time to mark this shit on 50% off. If you're over 35, it's time to put that shit on clearance. If you're at 40, it's time to put that shit at the outlet. If you're at 50, Salvation Army. Yeah, 27, time to sell. 30, 50% off. Over 35 on clearance. 40, outlet. 50, Goodwill, Salvation Army. Why? I have talked to women in their 60s talking about they getting out here and trying to date. I had a woman, swear to God, hand to God, in my comment section a year ago talk about, I love your program. I'm getting my head together, my mind right, and I think in the next couple of years I'll be in the position to be open enough again to try to get with a high value man and get married. Okay, a woman she was followed my channel heavy until I called this out. She said that I follow you. I love what you're saying. I hadn't heard this in my life, but I'm getting my head together. And I feel like in about 2 years, I'll be ready to put myself out there again to land because I want to marry a provider male. That's what she said. I want to marry a provider male. That woman was 70. The comment should still be up unless she deleted it. That woman was 70 years old, talking about she's getting her mind together. And in a couple of years, she should be ready to date, and she will be looking for a provider male at 70. That's where this shit leads to. A provider male at 70. She got mad at me when I said that. I couldn't believe it. I had to reread this. I'm like, am I tripping? No, 70. I'm like, yeah, but who you going? Was he gonna be 90? And she meant it. She meant it. She meant it. So we're gonna open up the Zoom line because I'm asking a question tonight, ladies. Is it time for you to reevaluate success? Also, I got a poll up on my Patreon. If you're not a part of Patreon, you want to join Patreon, become members of the family. We're going to be having our interactive events nationwide. We're going to be trying to do at least once every 4 to 6 weeks. The one I'm talking about right now is going to be in Boston. We're going to do a kickoff in Boston, a 3-day event. You have to be a patron. You have to be a patron. You can't just be a $5 patron and just join last week, talk about going to Boston. It is going to be limited, but the sooner you get on, the better. Join Patreon for more information. Patreon. Patreon also, let me say this. Patreon is not a place. It got mismarketed to the black community, black men in particular. Y'all think this is a place to go get additional content and videos. That's not what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be for you to donate to help your creators continue to create. Yes, you can get behind the scenes and additional stuff and stuff that's not seen, sure. But it's not meant to get 15 additional videos for $5 or something like that. That's not what it's meant to be. And we're the only community that really does it like that. And I think it's crazy.
Recording in progress.
Why is this important? Because whether you like what I'm saying or not, ladies, if you don't change your standards, if you don't adjust your standards to match the reality of the world, you're gonna die alone. Like I said, you got a 70-year-old woman 70-year-old woman talk about, hey, I'm getting my mind right. Get my mind right, and in a couple of years I'll be ready. Is it time to reevaluate success? Is it time to sell? Is it time to sell? I personally believe it's time to sell. But I know there are going to be plenty of women who disagree with me. Think that I'm telling you to settle. And, my opinion is the man is settling for you over 30. If you're over 30 and you've had, if you're over 30, you're not a virgin, and I'm going to be as nice as I can, but if you're over 30, it's likely you had what the average reported amount of sexual partners women are saying 6. That number is extremely low. I think very low. You can just look at the amount of relationships. If you've lost your virginity at 18 and you had one sexual partner a year, that would be 12. Ladies, at what point do you just accept the fact that you have overpriced yourself and that you need to sell and submit, sell and cooperate, sell and whatever, not sell and partner? Jasmine Stewart just came through with the $20. Appreciate it, my friend. Shout out to Luke Casely. If I were a single man, I'd play Monopoly on the second date to see how how she plays the game. She holds properties, no third date for her. Thank you. Monopoly is a great way. Luke Casey think like me. Nathaniel Hillcrest came through. Appreciate it. Oh my goodness. Look, man. You need to see. I am serious. I need to see how women in relationships. You need to see how a woman handles stress. You need to see how a woman handles stress and how she handles pressure. Many women today are only good for a good time. I've dated women who were just good for fun. They were fun to, when times are good, hey, let's go out and do the cool stuff, the dinners and this and that. But when they got time to start talking about real stuff, life planning, oh, this is just too much. It's stressing me out. It's just, I'm like, and the problem is, you can guess, all of their mental capability was tied up out in the world. That's why I said, quit your job and go full time to go work part time. But hey, I want to hear you ladies' suggestion if you don't think it's time to settle. If you don't think it's time to settle, how do you become a member of Patreon? Somebody drop the Patreon link in there. The Patreon link is at the bottom in all the videos. And see, especially in the Black community, we have turned anything making women look at themselves and be accountable, or right sizing their expectations, as the devil. To the point to where many women are walking around like they're little gods, infallible. To where you just look at how a lot of women behave on YouTube. You have women who are half the age of men who are blatantly disrespectful, over talking men. It's just like, this is some disgusting displays. And it's to the point that it's like, well, but when you don't have any respect for men, what do we expect? And my thing is, for me, I don't deal with women like that in my personal life. Not necessary. And in my professional life, only if there's an outcome that can be achieved. So while we're here in Miami, like I said, I knew got a little late start. Love to see your content, brother. I wish I'd seen your content 3 years ago, man. Lord bless you abundantly. Appreciate it, my friend. Look, biggest issue is many want a Benz at a Hyundai price. It's about getting money, accepting. Yeah, that is what it really is. A lot of people today want what they can't afford. That's what it is. Um, like I was talking to that one woman who was, you know, she was 36 and living out in LA. And she said, I don't like to deny myself. I don't like to say no to myself. That's this Sex in the City lifestyle shit. And the reality is, many women want men to come in to pay all the bills so they can keep their money and do what they want to do with their money. They want you to bring in the extra money, pay all that stuff off. Then they want to spend your money. And then they want to go. I thought you were special. And it comes right down to it where I don't think a lot of women today really want to be wives. I don't think a lot of women today really want long-term relationships. I think women today want short-term situationships until it's too late. Then they want somebody to come by and save it. They want to catch the last bus, and they want the last bus to be the new bus with I'm like, you want the last one to be the best one. And when you're not, yeah, the $400,000. I mean, yeah, when I asked, not the $400,000 teacher lady, that wasn't her. That was the stripper. This is the woman that was working. The woman that worked at Primerica. Shout out to Primerica. It's when we get this, get the bag, focus on yourself, get yourself together. Are we to the point to where? Here's a question. Here's a question. If you're in the car, if you want to get in the, you got to be on camera. I need to see who you are. Here's a question. I got a question for everybody. Okay, here's a question for you. How? At what age is it too late? At what age is it? What age is it over for women? Ladies, ladies, ladies. In your opinion, what age is it over for the average woman where she's just too old to deal with? She's set in her ways. She's not going to change, and even if she does change, it won't be long term. Like these women who get married for 2 years and then divorce their husband, and he ain't done nothing. They just get married so they can say they had the title of being wife. At what age are women too old? Baby showers are the new weddings of the market. Oh, also, let me make this announcement. If you want to support the platform and you don't want to put it in super chat, hit the Cash App. Cash App $ by Kevin Samuels, BY Kevin Samuels. Some people don't want their name to flash up like that. So if you want to support the platform and you don't want it to flash up, you can hit Cash App. 35, 35, 50, 35, 35, 32, 50, 35, 35, 25, 50, 55. Okay. I'm going to ask you ladies who say 50. Why do you think 50 is too old and 45 isn't? Ladies, hit the link, please. Ladies, I want you ladies to come up. You don't have to be on YouTube. I want the ladies to hit the link and answer this question. Eh, Especially for the ladies who said 55, over 45, over 40. Because I saw a lot of women who said 50. I saw some people who had 25, and I'm like, 25, come on, man. That's I know where that comes from. Um, but honestly, I think I honestly think over 30. At 30, you're kind of done. Because at 30, you were 27 3 years before that, and you knew 30 was around the corner. And if you hadn't made the conscious choices to have different outcomes between 27, 25, 27, and 30, if your light just came on at 30 or 32, it's too late. Like that one woman who said that she was a dancer. I was just out here having fun doing what I was doing. And that's part of the problem, especially with a lot of black women, is because that whole black don't crack. You can look in the mirror and you feel like you're younger than you really are. Hold on. See, a lot of our sisters, a lot of women, and this is any woman. Any woman can come up. A lot of women, and at midnight, I'm going to open it up for some of the guys to come in too. Uh, well, don't call in until I say guys. Um, yeah. Let me explain again. Over 30, it's because you know 30 was coming up, and you didn't make the changes. You all know women know 35 is geriatric pregnancy, and you waited too late. 35, you're in high risk pregnancy. I know women who over 35 who are panicking right now. Good women, nice women who are panicking right now because not because they don't look good, not because their mind, not because their bodies aren't together, is because they don't have relationship skills. It's almost like they're cipher. The movie The Matrix, they're so in the Matrix, they can't escape. They're so in the Matrix they can't escape. And many of them want to. And most women don't think they're going to be the one that gets left without a chair. Okay. So if you're over 30, if you're dealing with a woman over 30, it's up to her. Hello? If you're dealing with a woman over 30, it's up to her to prove to you. See, let me be honest. Ladies, if you're over 30, how should women over 30 be dating? Women over 30 should be dating like, women over 30 should be dating like this. Like they know they're lucky to be on the job interview. Women over 30 should be in here actively trying to get the damn job. You know what I mean? They should be in here. They should be in here. Hi, my name is Tanya. And if you hire me, I'll be the, they should really be in here selling this shit, man. I'm serious. They should be in here selling selling this whole notion that, hey, if you were to take a chance on me, I would make you look good. But unfortunately, many women still believe, hello, your camera's on, but you're, hello? Yes. You need to turn the music down in the background. Okay, go ahead. How old are you, by the way? How old are you? How, how old are you before you say anything? Okay.
The choices that I made didn't reflect that.
You're
So
29 with 3 kids and you feel like it's too late?
yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, it can be. Um, when did you decide you wanted to get married?
um, I did when I was like maybe in my early 20s, but it's just I didn't set proper boundaries for myself. I didn't like I was had insecurity, low self-esteem, and I just was just
Mm-hmm.
making reckless decisions and do whatever I wanted to do, and then and then over time it's just
How
like
many different fathers?
two.
2 different fathers?
Yes, and I had my first child when I was 16.
And when did you have your last child?
When I was 27, 26.
So
They're
it's only a couple of years old.
yes.
Well, how tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Dress size?
5'3", and I'm 140 pounds.
100 and what?
140.
40?
Yes.
Well, so what are you gonna do?
Um, I mean, I'll try to learn from the lessons that I made in my previous relationships, but I don't really have this inflated mindset that I did when I was younger. Like I thought I was a full package. I thought I was this great, amazing woman. And then when I got into relationships and they all failed, and I'm like, well, I keep making these why I keep going in these same relationships and they all feel in the same way. Like it can't be all men are terrible. Like it gotta be something within me that causes these relationships to crash like this. So
Right.
I just did a lot of self-reflecting and like I say I would like marriage and to rectify the mistakes that I made in the previous past, but I feel like now I'm pushing 30 is like the
Well,
pickings
why
are
don't you?
slim
Why
because
don't you?
I'm already have
Can,
3
can you
kids of
not? Hold
young
on, hold on, hold on.
children.
Can you hear me? Hold on, hold on.
Yes, I'm here.
Is marrying your child's father not an option?
No, it's not an option. He left me and then married somebody else. So so that's not an option. And then my
Did
first
you go to
child's father,
college?
huh?
Did you go to college?
Yes.
What's your degree in?
Registered nurse.
So you're just gonna be working hard for the rest of your life.
Yes.
You got any sisters?
Yes, I have a older sister and I have 2 younger sisters.
Hmm. Yeah, ma'am. I mean, 3 kids. That's pretty
That's
tough.
rough. Yes.
That's
So
pretty
I
tough.
try to find other single fathers, who got other single fathers who have kids as well. But it's like they all, they found women quick. So I mean,
Why do you think men keep leaving?
um, from what I believe is because I have maybe I'm immature, maybe I have low self-esteem, or like or poor communication skills. One of the reasons my relationship didn't work is like I kept, like, instead of communicating with my child's father or issues, like I'll go to my friends, I'll go to my family and just vent, and then they all in my ear, well, why don't you leave him? Why don't you do this? Instead of keeping on my business in house. Or I wasn't really supportive. Like he had dreams
Let me
and
ask
stuff
you.
going
Let
on.
me
I was
hold
just
on, hold
like,
on,
I
hold
was
on,
just
hold on, hold
very
on, hold on,
negative.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you.
All right. Have you had any therapy? No.
I tried.
What do you mean you
I
tried? What
tried
do you
it
mean you
once, and
tried?
then the
What do you
lady,
mean you
she
tried?
dropped my case. So
Huh?
I just
The lady
I
dropped
tried
your
it once.
case.
Yeah, I don't know. She just said like I had to go somewhere else or something. So, and then I
Well,
just never
did
picked
you
up
pay?
another
Did you
case.
pay for it?
Yes. It was one of those, but I'm be honest, it was one of those online therapy things. So,
Yeah.
but I
So
never
in other
went to
words,
like
you
an
haven't
actual
tried.
in-person face to
So
face.
listen. Okay. So to men, what this sounds like, you're not even trying. A man, a husband ain't gonna fix something that you ain't fixing yourself.
Right.
So I ask you, because the question I ask you is, why are these guys leaving you? I don't know. Well, when you gonna take the time to turn around and ask and freaking find out?
I kind of did answer the question.
You need to ask the men that left you why they left you,
Right.
not just make it up. Okay, have you ever been
But
fired
then
from a
they
job?
do. They'll
Have
say,
you ever
"Oh,"
been fired from a
they'll say, "I don't know
job?
if
Oh,
they
don't
be nice."
overtalk me.
I'm sorry. I need to talk over you.
Have you ever been fired from a job?
Like when I was younger, like a teenager,
Did you
but
know
like
why
as
they
an adult,
fired you?
no. Huh?
Did you know why they fired you?
Yes. Yes. It
How
was.
did you
It was
know?
my.
How did you know?
I went into work, and then they pulled me in the office, and then they told me the reason why.
No, what was it?
I had. I was okay. I looked at the wrong schedule, so I thought the day that I was off, it was the day that I was actually working. So then
Okay.
they labeled it as a no call, no show. So when I came into work,
So it's no
I
call,
went to
no
the.
show.
I
It
went.
was a no call, no show.
Yes.
Okay, so
So
at 29, okay, with 3 children, I have a serious question for you.
yes,
At what age are you going to grow up and get serious about life?
I'm trying right
There's no
now.
trying, ma'am. You have
Yeah.
3 children.
Now, right
No,
now,
no, no,
because
no, ma'am. No, no, no. I'm asking you so you can hear that you're not being serious. See, there's so many safety nets for women. Y'all can just bop through life like it's no big deal until it hits you all at once. And I'm like, well, what men want to see is not perfection. Men want to see progress.
right,
And I'm asking a grown woman with 3 whole people why your relationships end and you can't tell me. You haven't asked them. It's like sounds to me like you just you just assume stuff. Assume stuff and don't avoid conflict and just keep it moving. And why would a man want that? Remember what I said earlier, guys? Most women today, they just want the good part of relationships. They don't want the hard.
right,
So, and then as far as counseling, man, if you're paying for counseling, they don't just drop you. But here's the thing: you need to get into some counseling and understand what's going on with your mentals.
right,
And it sounds to me like if you're around a bunch of single women, you need to get away from that group because if you keep going down this path, it ends the same. That after your
right.
last child is out of the house, you'll be just another statistic.
But my parents, both my biological parents, are married. too. So I mean,
What does that
I don't know if
see?
that means anything,
See,
but clearly
see,
not.
see, see. You're too old to be talking about stuff that's supposed to mean stuff. To say both my biological parents are married. So what? You got 3 children. Why did
Right.
you have 3 children out of wedlock? There's no excuse. You were being reckless,
Yeah.
and you didn't. And what? And we all make mistakes. So,
Right.
but you got to understand how men look at this, and it still kind of sounds to me like you're still making kind of excuses. Yeah, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You're making excuses. Hello, Quint. How are you? I am well. How old are you?
6.
So, what's the question we're answering?
I guess my question to you would be, I've been listening to you for a while, and my question is, I'm 36, I'm divorced, no kids.
Mm-hmm.
I hear everything that you're saying as far as submission, men dating outside their race because certain women or certain groups of women communities aren't being submissive, or I hear all of that, but I kind of fall in that category where I am educated, I have a business myself. I don't think that I am necessarily in a situation where I
You're
don't want to
starting to
be married.
lose. You're starting to
Okay,
lose me.
sorry.
Can you
um,
get? Can you
so
shorten it down?
so question is, I'm doing everything that I hear you're saying. um I agree with 95% of everything. Where I get lost in dating and being single. So what more can I do outside of
Okay, I'm gonna
being
tell you.
being submissive?
At 36,
Yes.
I don't even know what you. Okay, what do you want?
I want to be married. I want to have
Okay,
children.
so I'm letting you just talk, and instead of coming in and saying, "Hey, Kevin, I want to be married," you start telling me all the things that's wrong. I don't even know what you want. So, why do you want to be married?
I want to be married because of everything that I've been hearing is I want to be a helpmeet. I've learned from my past marriage. I'm ready to be with somebody, support them, have a
You don't have any
family.
children?
I don't have any children.
When did you come to the conclusion you wanted to be a helpmeet?
This came after my first marriage, through the divorce of learning what it really meant to be married.
What was the question I asked you?
The question was, when did I come to the conclusion that I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to be a helpmate?
Mm-hmm. And how about you just
Right.
give me the most direct answer?
I'm sorry.
How about you just give me the most direct answer first?
Uh, when did I,
Yeah. How long ago did you come to this conclusion you wanted to be a helpmeet?
after going through my divorce?
Okay, you know when your divorce was over. I don't know you.
Right.
Why don't you just tell me 1 year, 3 years, 5 years ago?
Oh,
That's
okay.
what you
I'm
would
sorry.
tell a complete
This was
stranger.
4 years.
Okay, what I'm showing you is how you communicate with me as a man tells me you don't know how to communicate with men.
Okay.
Men are very straightforward. How long were
Okay.
you married?
5 years.
Who filed for divorce?
I did.
On what grounds?
Uh, we went through a lot.
On what grounds?
On what grounds?
You were the plaintiff in a
For me
dissolution.
personally,
Nope,
for,
nope, 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 no, ma'am. I just need the legal grounds you, as the plaintiff, filed the legal dissolution of marriage, not the story first. See, what I keep asking you is to be direct. You wouldn't file for divorce, right?
Yes, sir.
On the legal document, it asked reason for divorce. What is the reason?
Well, it was irreconcilable differences.
And see, what you could have just told me a minute ago is I filed the divorce on irreconcilable differences. But
Hmm.
the reason is y'all want to get y'all story out so much. No, we don't
Okay.
need that yet. Irreconcilable differences. Did your husband want a divorce?
Yes, he did.
Was there any infidelity?
Yes, there was.
How much cheating did you do?
Not me. He never admitted to cheating, but there was evidence of it.
What do you mean?
Uh, well, you're asking me not to tell the story, but
Well, I'm just saying you said evidence. I mean,
there was evidence, text messages,
okay.
women showing up at the house.
Was that part of the reason you filed for divorce?
Yes. And I did try. I stayed.
So I'm just understand.
Okay.
He cheated, so you say, and that's cool. Okay.
Right.
But it's irreconcilable differences. So it wasn't adultery?
Yes, there was, but he didn't admit to it.
Okay. So you saw text messages.
Text messages, showing up at the house, sugar
Okay.
in his gas tank.
Okay.
Like those were all
Cool.
evidence.
All right. All right.
Yes.
Sounds like something was going on. Okay. So how long you been divorced?
4 years.
And you were married for 5 years?
Yes, sir.
You gone through any therapy?
Yes,
And are you still in therapy or are you done?
I am.
I am.
I am. So
I am what? I said, are you in therapy or are you
I
done?
am in
I
therapy.
am.
I'm
See, I want you to understand how crazy this sounds to me. I gave you are you still in therapy or are you done? I am. That could have been either one.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm still in therapy. Right after the divorce, I went through therapy, then I stopped, and now currently about a month ago I started again.
So you didn't complete therapy. You quit.
No, I completed it, but I started again this
I thought
past
you
month.
said you stopped.
I stopped after the
How long did you
divorce
go? How long did you go?
for a year after
Okay.
the divorce.
Would you say you're ready to be remarried?
Yes, I would.
I don't know. If this conversation is any indication, it's kind of it's difficult to just kind of.
The
Okay.
reason why I started therapy again last month was because I started dating. I was in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship this past year,
Uh-huh.
and that breakup, I decided that I needed therapy again. So
How long was this relationship?
that relationship was for 6 months.
Who ended that?
It was
It's
mutual.
not mutual. It's never mutual. Watch me long enough, you know better than that.
Okay,
Who ended it?
he did.
Why?
We have different lifestyles. He was a little bit older, and he wanted it he we just have different lifestyles. He wanted to move out to the country. I wanted to stay in the city.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't know that in the first month or so?
I think that we were both trying to accommodate one another and try to make it
What was the
work.
question I asked you?
Did I know that before? Yes, I did know.
Okay. And so I'm just telling you, man, there are all kind of signals here.
Right. But he also knew I wanted to be in the city as well.
Okay. Well, but the difference is you got the clock. He doesn't.
Right.
So, and I'm hearing you say you wanted to be a helpmeet. Were you a helpmeet to your first husband?
No. So things were very opposite for us. We were grew up, well, we were college sweethearts. So a lot of the things that I was doing, he kind of followed me.
So you were the man.
I was leading.
So he was emasculated.
I don't think that I emasculated
I
him.
didn't say. I didn't. Did I say? See, what was the question I asked?
Oh, was he emasculated?
I said so. He was emasculated.
Yes, probably yes.
Okay, so and the first thing you start going to do is defend yourself.
Right.
All I do is listen intently,
Mm-hmm.
and the signs are still. I don't think you're really. I think you're trying. I think you want something that you're not ready for. If
Well,
I'm
I'm trying.
gathering from it, because I mean, if you were married a man who was, well, you were the husband, you were the leader, and he was the follower. Men like that typically do cheat
Mm-hmm.
because that's the only way they can really assert their manhood.
Right.
So it's not your. I
I'm.
mean, so and then if you go to counseling and it stops or you quit or whatever, you start it again. After a relationship that ends, you're with a guy who was older than you, but you should know not to waste your time. So at the beginning, he was a country, you were a city. You shouldn't even got to 6 months. It should have been a month. If you were really a wife, you wouldn't have wasted 6 months.
I'm trying to do different. I'm trying to make.
I get it. You're trying to make yourself be a wife. You're not.
Okay.
Simply not. Sorry.
I mean, how do you change?
You
How
don't.
do you? Okay.
See, you would have to do like a man would do, and you have to marry down. You got a business, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. You make more than 6 figures?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So you got to get a lesser man.
Okay.
Beta.
What would a man have to do in your position? See,
Date. Be
no,
down.
this like when you're first, like your husband,
Mm-hmm.
and you were the wife, but you were really the husband and he was the wife. And
Okay.
if your husband was in your position, you was in his position, it would have worked fine. The power dynamic would have worked. You try to get with an older man because he's a little country, you're a little rock and roll, and you probably thought, well, maybe I could kind of make this work because you're still trying to fit that square peg in a round hole because the guys who want what you want don't want a masculine woman. Or they don't want a woman who's a lead. I don't say masculine. They don't want a woman who's in her masculine energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're, I don't want to say you're masculine, but then you're masculine energy, and then that's what tends to happen when you're a business owner and you're a higher earner. But in our communication, it was not direct,
Okay.
like I would expect from somebody who's in a masculine. So I'm just like it's all over the place.
Okay. I have a question. So culturally, I was taught that, my parents came from a different
Culturally, you
country.
were taught what?
I was taught, be successful,
Mm-hmm.
earn money. Like,
Okay.
this is why my parents came to America,
Uh-huh.
and they
And
were
what
very,
culture is this?
my family's from Thailand.
Okay. Well, that's not culturally. That's your family. Because I can go find a YouTube channel where a man is talking about his Thai wife and everybody's in love. So I know plenty of Thai wives that aren't doing this. Your
Right.
family may do it.
Well, I will say this, being with this last boyfriend that I was with, he did teach me a lot of the things that I've learned through your channel. And I am working.
What if it okay, man? What if it is too late?
I'm sorry, what if it's too late?
Yeah. I gotta. You're a business person. Let's just do a hypothetical. What
What if,
if the business is beyond repair and it's going to falter? It's going to go bankrupt. It's going to fail.
mm-hmm.
What do you do?
What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do you hope against hope and continue to invest and continue to do whatever?
well, I'm probably going to be alone, or I'm going to have to settle.
Well, yeah. I asked you
Right.
the business question, but
Mm-hmm.
in the business question, you know the answer. So that's
Right.
where you're
But
at. Ma'am,
if,
Thai women, you're not that's your family, and I'm not, that's not the culture. It's your family, and maybe there's some people like that. You can find some come over here and earn, but ma'am, why can't you get a man who's making more than you so you can be in your feminine to him. Like,
Right.
let's go back to this. Let's go back here. How long you been in this country?
I was born here
All right. Where'd you go to college?
in Los Angeles.
Okay. Why didn't you get married at 23? Before you started making 100,000, why didn't you get married when you were young?
I was married at 27.
Okay. And 27, but your husband was how old?
He was 29 at the time.
But he was lesser than you. He was lesser than you.
Uh,
He
we
was a
both had,
lesser earner than you.
yes, we went into the business together. But
Okay. You were college
yeah,
sweethearts? You were college sweethearts?
yes, sir.
Okay. But you were the leader.
Hmm.
He was lesser than you.
Yes.
All right. Why does that make sense? I mean, you even in your younger years, you decided when you were starting out, you got with a guy lesser because did you date anybody else in college?
No,
Did other guys want to date you?
I I wouldn't know if because I was with one man for 16 years.
Okay. Well,
And other men.
I'm curious as to you knew the dynamic between you as you were leading, he was following. Why was it okay to marry that?
So at that time, I didn't have the right people in my life and the tools and resources to tell me, hey, these are red flags of this may not be the right
You a
man.
woman, he's a man. You know that
Right.
didn't feel right.
Yes.
Why'd you do it?
Out of comfort,
Because you could be in control.
I'm sorry.
Because you could be in control.
I don't think it was that, Kevin. I think it was just it was the right thing to do because we were together for so long. We
Well,
were college sweethearts, and it was, when we told our families we were going to get married, they were
yeah, but see, the
expect
thing is, I'm not so much on the college sweetheart. I'm on the fact that you got with a beta before
right,
money was even on the table.
right.
So he must allow and women don't tend to do that unless they like being in a power controlling position.
Hmm.
Femininity repulses beta. Betas are repulsive to feminine women.
Hmm.
He let
So okay,
ma'am, you were in control.
right.
Are the women in your family dominant?
No, my mother is not. She
The,
stayed at home and she raised us. And
what about
my,
the other women in your family?
I'm sorry.
The other women in your family.
It's just my mother.
You don't have
And
aunts?
I have aunts. They were all stay at home, raised their families. I'm first generation here. So
Okay,
they
do you have
raised,
any siblings?
I have an older sister.
Is she married?
No, she's not.
But you grew up in LA?
I grew up in California, but moved to LA when I was 17.
Oh, well,
Mhm.
I would say that that college environment, that feminism thing tends to attach pretty early. At the end of the day, ma'am, um, the natural fit would be a man who's above you, but a man who's above you, why would he do it?
Mhm.
Because the femininity component, guys don't tend to want 6-figure women and all this stuff. And now it's like you want to be, what? Do you want to quit your business and be a stay at
I
home wife now?
I'm more than happy to be at home. I my perspective on
Okay.
marriage
How tall are
and
you?
how tall am I? 5'2",
Dress size?
4,
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
145.
But here's the issue, man.
Hmm.
You worked all your life to be successful.
Right.
Do you have any student loan debt?
No, I don't.
Guys have a real hard time looking at women who worked all their life to be successful, and then all of a sudden you just give that up.
Hmm.
Like, well, this is what a lot of women are starting to experience. Like, wait a minute, because I'm sure there's a point in your life where you were proud that you were making a certain amount of money and defined you as a professional. But now it's almost like I'm hearing I would love to give this up and just be a housewife.
Uh, mm-hmm.
Well, that's insulting to the women who chose to just be housewives and focus on becoming professional housewives. While
Right.
you were out being a professional, they were becoming professional housewives. Why do you get to take their husbands?
Okay.
They don't get to take your businesses,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
I'm just saying. And if you were a man looking for a housewife, would you go get a woman who has ran a business who married a beta, or would you go get a woman who was raised to do the things that men really want?
Right.
Would, would you
Um,
would you would you buy a sports car, or would you take a car that needs to be uh, tinkered on?
you're right. I understand what you're saying. I think that just in my experience, I've learned a lot, and there are
So
things that
so
I've changed, want to
so
change.
so so so. This is what I'm telling you. A lot of times, you ladies do this. Like, well, you know what? I learned so much now. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I get it. But the market gets to pick.
Right.
See, the men don't get to go to the market and say, "Well, I'm ready now. I'm better." It's like you got to be ready when it's time.
Mm-hmm. Right. I understand everything that you're saying, and I see it. I experience it now that I'm
Well,
single.
and this
You know.
is why so many women are starting to like freak out, because you've been told, women have been told, the world is yours. You can have it all at any time, and you can't. And now women are starting to look back and say, "Well, wait a minute. I was told I could have it all," and then men aren't cooperating.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to ask yourself a question: what does the kind of man you would want from a woman, and is that who you are naturally?
Right.
Are you a naturally submissive, cooperative, agreeable, feminine woman?
I believe so.
Okay.
I
Then there's
do.
no way you could have married a beta.
There,
Absolutely not. You could
there's
not
no
have
way.
married a beta. There's no way you could have married a beta.
I did that. I mean, that was 10 years ago.
Okay. So are you not saying you were that 10 years ago?
I was in a different place then because I was in a situation where I had to.
See,
And
femininity doesn't do that.
okay.
The only thing femininity does that for is their children.
Okay.
See, I'm telling you that you're telling yourself that you're something you're not.
Okay.
And your results have shown that.
Um,
Feminine women don't. Have you ever seen a woman walk up to a door and stand and wait for someone to open it for her?
yes.
Uh huh.
Uh-huh.
How long have you seen somebody? How long have you just seen her stop and not move?
I have seen that.
Uh huh. Do you open the door?
If I'm by myself, yes.
No.
But if I'm with someone, then I wait.
What I'm saying is, ma'am, there are women who are just feminine, and
Hmm.
femininity moves a different way. You're not, maybe you may not be argumentative and overly combative, but you stepped into a masculine provider leader role. That's not what femininity does.
How do I break that habit
You
if that's
don't. That's what you are. So I
okay?
said, I already said earlier, I think at 30, it's over. You start
Okay.
to settle. I said earlier, at what age is it too late for women in general? I said I think about 30. I said at 35 you should be on the 50% off rack. At
Hmm.
40 you should be on clearance.
Right.
At 50 you should be at the outlet. Or
Okay.
40 it should be at the yeah. 50 at the Salvation Army, something like that. And see, what you're doing is you're still trying to find a way to win. There has to be a way. There has to be a way.
Mhm.
Is there a way for the Bengals to win the Super Bowl?
No, because
Yeah,
the
it is.
Rams.
Yeah, it is. Mhm. Next year.
Oh, next year, yes.
Yeah, but you don't have another life. The
Hmm.
game is over, and that's what I'm. This was the whole purpose of this show. Women need to start recognizing that some of the choices you're making, you don't always get a chance to do them over. Men can have multiple different lives. Women can't. Do you want children?
Yes, sir.
How
I
many?
do. Two.
And you're 36 already.
Yes.
You know the odds and all the things that go along with that. And I'm going to get into that this week too. Have you?
Mm.
How much are you prepared to invest into having children?
I I mean, I want to have children. Like that's something that I've
But can
wanted
you?
since I
Can you?
was.
Can you?
I believe so. Yes, I'm
No, no, no.
healthy.
There's no believe. There's you. That's going
And
to the. Look,
I,
trust me. I know plenty of going. Those tests are week long tests
mm-hmm,
to get the full clean bill of health.
right.
Have you had that?
Yes.
All right.
Uh-huh.
And what age is the oldest your OBGYN suggests you getting pregnant?
38.
2 years. I know some
Mm-hmm.
women who that's at 45, ma'am. So that means at this point, you gotta either if you want to have kids, you
Do
should
it
already be married right now. Where's your ex-husband?
now. He is in California living with his parents.
Well,
Yeah, he's been there since we got divorced. So,
well. Unfortunately, ma'am, when ladies don't like when I say the clock starts to make decisions for you.
uh-huh. I
So
think that getting back with my ex-husband is an option, Kevin.
you do or don't?
I don't.
I didn't say to.
I'm sorry.
I didn't say to.
No, right. I
I'm
mean,
just
because
saying, but I'm just saying, I just think it starts to, the clock starts to make decisions. And unfortunately, sometimes it just may, I mean, you have to have a husband that's on your level and pregnant in a year.
right. Uh, so I have a very raw question for you. I have been approached by different men who've told me I see you as the mother of my child, and I see you as a future wife. And I don't care for the big wedding or anything like that.
What's the
I don't
question?
I don't want that. My question is, should I do it? I mean, they're
I think you want to book a session for that one.
okay.
You can afford it.
I'm sorry.
You can afford it. Book a session.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to do this here.
Okay.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.
See,
Oh,
and no, go ahead. And
oh
see, a
no.
lot of no, go ahead. No, I was talking to the audience.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of times, ladies are not used to. Women are used to hearing that they can do it. It's like, well, life shuts doors for women before it shuts doors for men. Okay, I didn't make these rules. I didn't make them up. So, ladies, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I mean, she's not a combative woman. I mean, maybe you're an executive wife. I mean, you're tired. I don't know, 5'2". Anybody looking for an executive wife? I'm quite sure she make you a good deal. Yep, we gotta put you on sale, though, baby girl. Ty Quinn, Ty Quinn, 36-year-old, 5'2", 100 dress size 4, 145 pounds. Hello, how are you? Smith, hello. I can. How old are you? All right, what's your question?
My question kind of relates back to what she was just going through.
Mm-hmm.
What advice do you have for, I guess, younger girls who not struggle with authority, but my father was heavily in my life. He was my main provider, my main person I went to. So I think that played a major part in why I'm single now.
I don't understand the question.
The question is, how do I become not necessarily more submissive, but take away those masculine characters that I
Where's your
might
mother?
have?
Where's your mother?
She's in my life, but I'm my dad's only child, and I'm the
Uh-oh.
oldest of six for her. So I kind of just
You who raised you?
mostly my father.
Okay. How tall are you?
I'm 5 feet
Dress size?
4.
All right. Um, you were raised by dad and your only child.
Yes,
You ever look up only child syndrome?
I do, but I am the oldest of six as well, so I don't think I struggle with that
Well, were you raised with the other six? Is the question.
for a period of time. Yeah.
What period of time?
So I would say I was with them for about 5 or 6 years.
Oh, okay. Um, how do you deal with? So, when was your last relationship?
3 years ago.
Oh Lord. Hold on, just a second, cause I gotta do. Hold on, ma'am, just a second. I gotta grab something real quick, and I'll be right back. Hold on, guys. Listen to this little musical interlude. How do I say goodbye to yesterday? All right. They got me out here working in Miami. Oh, they got me working in Miami. All right, I'm back. Unmute yourself. And then Trinice, you're next. Go ahead. She didn't unmute herself.
Okay, I think I'm unmuted now.
All right. So you're asking how do you get a 3 years ago? How you get to be
Yes.
so damn masculine at 23 and not have a man?
I I was with somebody and it just
3 years ago. 3 years ago.
yeah, 3 years ago.
When's the last time you had adult relations?
3 years ago.
Oh, damn. You order flicking the bean? No, sorry.
I
What's
just
wrong?
I was traumatized by that last relationship. I
Traumatized.
yes, traumatized.
Did you go to therapy?
I did. I've been in therapy since 2018.
What'd your therapist say?
She says I'm fine. She says at
What?
this point she doesn't think I need therapy. She thinks I just need a life coach. Um, so that's kind of where
Got
I'm
some?
at with
You
that.
got life coach money?
I'm a college student, Kevin, so not
Uh,
really.
Look, you got to get back out into relationships. I can't really tell you how to ride a bike if you ain't in the game. I mean, you're not on the road.
Very
There's
true.
no. You guys want it to be easy. You got to get out here, and if you know you're masculine, stop being a dude. How many tattoos you got?
I have 4.
Why?
I don't know. It was just something I wanted to do.
Oh, okay, well, Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
can cover them with a business shirt.
Yeah, right. Who want their mama to be all tatted up? Yeah.
I am still debating.
Nobody want all that shit on a woman. Stop getting tattoos, ladies. Is ugly. Does you plan on being a rebel chameleon and by yourself?
Gotcha.
That's Trinice. You know I'm telling the truth. Hello, how old are you?
24.
Hey, what's the question?
Can I please not be on YouTube, please?
That's fine.
Yay. Yes. So I was wondering, my question is, what advice would you give somebody in my predicament? I am a 24-year-old.
24-year-old what? I don't know
Um,
I don't know what you want.
well,
24. I live to be 25. Shit, I don't know. I mean, what the hell? You need more than that.
I do want to be married one day.
Oh, no, no. I don't know what the predicament is.
Well,
You don't
I'm
have one.
I'm in grad school
You
right
don't have
now.
a predicament.
I don't have a predicament.
No, if you did, you would tell me.
Oh, I mean, other than me just being in grad school
I
right
know,
now.
but you're in grad school. Predicament, meaning my car is in a ditch and I need to get down the road. That's a predicament. I'm in
Mhm.
grad school. That's not a predicament. That's a state of being.
Right. Um, well, I'm single right now.
Okay, that's still not a predicament.
I think personally my predicament is the city that I'm in. It's a small
All right, you can't even describe what's going on.
That's all I have.
All righty. Look, you young ladies are gonna have to start thinking. You just can't come in here and say, I'm sorry, the person that just got bounced. You can't just come in here, hey, I'm in a predicament, I'm single. There are things called femcells, female incels. It's a real thing. There are more and more women who are socially awkward. Um, and it only gets worse for women as they get older because women are not expected to be socially awkward because you're expected to be the social of the group. Um, and unlike men, women hate rejection. Y'all can't accept rejection. Uh, yeah, you reject a woman. Yeah, yeah. So y'all got to grow thicker skin, man. Honestly, I think women are gonna just become serious, become more serious. All right, it's almost 1 o'clock over here. Um, that's what it is. In Miami this week, shit going on. Shirley, I'm sorry, but either they're on the partner or the relationship side. It ain't to start asking them up front. Hey, what is success? Hey, Sheila, what is a woman like? What would a woman like you describe as a successful life? And if she says any combination of career, education, money, partner, travel, anything that's modern, just
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
any degree, any version of that, because it's going to end the same way. It's going to end the same way. That doesn't make her a bad person, just makes you a bad fit. Doesn't make her a bad person, just a bad fit. All right, man. It is boat week here in Miami. So ooh, boat week in Miami. Welcome to Miami. Bienvenidos. God damn it. My Spanish sucks, but my heart is in the right place. So anyway, your godfather here in Miami. Miami is a different world, man. Whew, beautiful woman there, beautiful woman there, beautiful woman there. But it's hot. Well, it's not hot like it was in the summertime. We'll see. All right, folks. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Join Instagram. And join Patreon for the behind the scenes stuff that's coming up. We start tomorrow. Tomorrow night, Instagram. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, Instagram. So let's get to it. But you know how we do, like as always, until the next time. You know how it goes. Peace. We are gone.